Good morning, everyone. It is lovely to see you today. I have to confess, I'm not at my best this morning. Rye had a bit of a rough night, so I've been up since 3. I think she probably has a bladder infection. She's had them before, but we're going to try and get her into the vet this morning so they can get that knocked out, which means that I am a caffeinated zombie slug right now, and she is having a lovely morning nap. So we're going to muddle through. My apologies in advance if I'm particularly incoherent. And it's still nice to be with you. And boy, have you been busy. So much stitching in action to share this time. First up, we have a glaring of cats. This one is from Samantha, and she made changes to reflect her own cats, both past and current. Her current cat here is Mistletoe, who's the one I believe on by the Blue Pumpkin. She got properly drunk with power. That award goes to you this week, Samantha. Changed all the colors to match. And I've got some notes here from her. She did 712 and 838 for 2 of the Siamese cats and charted one or stitched one as it was charted. And then she has a tip for other Siamese lovers that Karen water lilies in the color blue lavender perfectly matches Siamese cat eyes. So if you've got a Siamese cat you want to stitch up, there's the thread you need. The fabric she used is a discontinued Zweigart called Pink Sandy Beaches, and the frame was from a set that she bought a number of years ago. Well done, Samantha. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Next up, we have a Christmas hippo. This one is from Roxy, and I actually saw this on Instagram and asked her if she would send it to me because I really love the finish. I love wool fabric anyway, but I particularly love the plain pillow with the button detail, and I haven't done one yet. I usually rely on a little bit of chenille around the edge to cover up any wonky closing stitches, but I think you've maybe inspired me, Roxy, to try one like this, and putting that button detail on is just absolutely perfect. So thank you so much for sharing this. Next up, we have Moonlight Sampler stitched by Karen. This is actually in memory of her daughter who she lost, and I'm really honored that this is a memory piece for you, Karen, but thank you also so much for sharing it with us. She made a couple of thread changes. Let's see, the arch she used Weeks Dye Works Garden Gate, which is such a lovely color, and then she put a brick wall at the bottom using all DMC 69, which is one of the variegated DMC threads. So thank you so much for sharing this with us. I really appreciate it, and I love the way that brick came out. I love all your changes, and it really means a lot that this was something you used to remember your daughter. Next up, we have 2 from Tanya. Tanya's been very busy. First, Seasons of the Heart Summer. And this one she used a light blue fabric. She swapped out a number of the threads so that they would show up a little bit better. And she switched the cat to a Berman using Whisper, which I love the way it came out. She also made French knots for the eyes instead of the regular cross stitches so they wouldn't get lost amidst all that wispy fluff. But that just, it came out so beautifully. Tanya also did Seasons of the Heart Autumn, and this one is a new take for me, which again I love. She had a heart frame in her stash, didn't know what it would be used for, and then ended up figuring out it was just the right size for this. So she stitched everything within the heart portion of the design, left everything else off, and what a beautiful finish. Thank you so much, Tanya, for sharing these with us. Next up, I told you, you guys have been busy. I really, really appreciate it. You're doing all the stitching for me since I'm only packing charts these days. Shar stitched up Forest Home, and she changed the verse in the center because she says she's a farm girl and she's used to the farm and the flat farm land, and so the forest verse didn't quite speak to her the same way. She chose one that was much more meaningful for her, which is wonderful. And she's actually inspired me to try and see if I can design a similar companion piece, I guess is what it would be called, to Forest Home, but celebrating the farm landscape and farm animals. So thank you, Shar, for sharing that and for the design inspiration. All right, last certainly not least, we have Night Walk Down, and I've got to switch my notes page. That's how far we're going. This one is stitched by Amanda. She stitched it on 28 count. Picture this plus, get this right, Heather. Love that fabric. But she stitched it full crosses over one, which means the finished product, and you can see a photograph here with her remote for scale, is something, 8 3/4 inches by 5 1/4. So it's as though she had stitched it on 56 count linen. I am so impressed with this. It's beautiful. And to see it in such a small format, fabulously done. I would not be able to do that, I don't think, without a lot of headaches. But Amanda, beautiful work, and thank you so much for sharing that. What I'm stitching, not a lot, but I did pack some stitching to take with me. I leave for market on Wednesday, and I didn't want to take the big greyhound piece that I'm working on because it has so many threads. So I packed up this one, Faithful Friend, from Scattered Seed Samplers, and I just pulled a bunch of, let me get a better view here, a bunch of colors from Stash. I was going to originally do a little bit of work and change it to a greyhound, since this is my year of stitching greyhounds, but my aunt has a black lab, so I think I will stitch it probably as is, maybe give that to her, and then maybe do it again if I get a chance. I've just pulled a little neutral kind of aged fabric in a selection of colors seeming to match, so hopefully I will get some work done on that one. I also picked a backup stitch, because you have to have a backup stitch, and this one is called We Love Dogs. I'm going to get the name right here. It is from Stickideen von der Wiehenburg. Anyway, love it. It's got all these dog silhouettes. This would be my first Quaker sampler. So my thought is I picked this lovely green fabric and a selection of greens and browns, creams, taupes. I'm going to do the dog silhouettes in the browns and fawn colors, and then do the Quaker elements in green colors. It's a little bit hard to see. This is one of my favorite project bags, made by Mama Joan. Made this for me out of this fabric that has the bridges around Portland, Oregon. So that's my thought. That way, if I get stuck somewhere or my flight is delayed, I have a regular stitch and a backup stitch, which is important. And I may come back not having done much, but hopefully not. Hopefully I will have a little bit of stitching to show. Stash Spotlight. As I said last week, I don't usually show things that I've been given, but I'm making another exception this week because my friend Gloria sent me this. Isn't this wonderful? And I've never seen a finish like this on a door hanger. This is Frankie. He was one of the dog models for the 12 Dogs of Christmas. But I love the finish. I love the polka dotted fabric, and I love the fact that it goes so well with my office colors. Thank you, Gloria. It's got these little embellishments on it, and I can just hang it on the door all year long. So if you haven't seen, like me, these finishes, I don't know where you would find something like this, but I think I'd like to give it a try. All right, the world around. This week, today, with slugs on my mind, I've chosen the leopard slug, which originated in Europe and parts of Africa, but has become quite the world traveler. Lives on all the continents now except Antarctica. Certainly lives here, even though we're in the desert, near the Truckee River, and probably anywhere that anyone is growing some lovely vegetables for it to eat. Now, they are nocturnal. They do feed on plants, but also carrion. They're omnivores and fungi. So if you do have lovely lettuces and other delicious foods that you've been tenderly caring for in your garden, they would appreciate those probably as much as we do. They have 2 sets of tentacles on their heads, which I didn't realize. One has eyes at the end and is for vision. The other is for scenting. Didn't know. Leopard slugs are also known for having a very interesting mating dance. They essentially hang themselves upside down by a slime trail. You can look this up if you want to see it. I'm not going to put it in here, but they mate hanging upside down on a little string of mucus. So there you go. Who knew? They need moisture to survive, so they will huddle together to conserve moisture in drier times, and they can go fully dormant if they need to, if it gets particularly dry. So there you go, leopard slug. Questions. I'm not going to ask a question this week because I'm not going to have a lot of time to answer them and respond. I will read any questions and comments, of course, because I love doing that, but with being out of town, I'm not going to be able to answer very much. So no question from me. But moving on to the giveaway, and I've just this second realized, again, see, caffeinated zombie slug. I didn't pull out the giveaway from last time, but it is that beautiful set of Cottage Garden threads, and the word was pink. The winner is Joyce Andrews. So Joyce, drop me an email and let me know your address. I will get that in the mail for you. The giveaway this time is going to be a surprise. I'm going to pick up, well, more than one fun thing at market, but I'm going to pick up some fun things, some of which will be intended as giveaways. So if you want to win that, go ahead and put in a comment with the word surprise. Again, I'm not going to be answering those, but I will definitely be reading them and appreciating them. And then when I get back, I'll show you the haul, and the winner will be able to pick something fun. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see, announcements. Couple of things. I'm off to market on Wednesday. Hopefully my packages will be there. They were sent on time, but this storm has been causing a little bit of kerfluffle, so I'll be checking every day until they get a lot closer to Tennessee than they currently are. Let's see, we went to the dog park with Mosey for the first time last weekend, and she had such fun. She didn't, we've got so many videos of her running in the backyard. She'll surely love to be in the big wide open park where she can run freely. She hardly ran at all. She met every single person. She met every single dog. She sniffed every single thing. Rye actually was much more confident this time and did a lot more fun running instead of escape from too excited dog running. So it was lovely. They had a ball. We're going to make sure we do that much more often, and we've got some good video for you. That's it for me. I'm going to go find myself a vat of coffee to swim in. And I hope you have a lovely, lovely weekend. I look forward to sharing all the market pictures with you during the event and when I get back. And yeah, have a great time. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a lovely day. Bye. Back again, everyone. I was just starting to put together the video and I realized I forgot totally to tell you about one of the things on my list. Again, need more caffeine. But this is the freebie design that I'm taking to market. So any shop that buys from me at market will get a copy of this that they can distribute to their customers. And it's very basic, but I'm really excited to see where it goes. So I've just charted Drunk with Power, haven't called for any threads, any floss, any fabric. My friend Sharon is stitching up a model for me to go to market using whatever she feels like, and I would love for some of you to do the same. So contact your shop. They'll be able to pick up a copy for you, and I am very excited to see what comes of it. Thank you again for joining me. We've got puppy video at the end, and I will talk to you in 2 weeks. Bye.